Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hardcore Challenge Live. This is our Week 7 recap edition, as we will break down all of the action that just took place in another exciting and action-packed week in the Hardcore Challenge. We had some shakeups. We had some upsets. We had some records tied, possibly fall. And it was just another stellar week. So let's start to top the slate. The highlighted game. The Week 7 game of the week. As you had Skull Crushers facing off against former champion Knoxville Assassins. Formerly Oski Assassins. So you have basically arguably the second greatest owner in the history of the Hardcore Challenge, Brad, owner of Knoxville Assassins, facing off against Gary, owner of Skull Crushers, who has been in the league several years, but has not had the success Brad has had. However, this season is looking to possibly be Gary's season, as he just annihilated Knoxville Assassins, remains undefeated in Game of the Weeks, and 253 to 136. 136 and you almost get beat by 120 points. That's insanity. The threesome of Amari Cooper, who put up 210 yards and 2 touchdowns and 47 points. Ezekiel Elliott with his 3 touchdowns and 44 points. And Russell Wilson with his 334 yards passing and his 36 points. Those 3 right there were enough to throw Gary into the lead to stay. Not to mention the Jacksonville Jaguars D, who put up 24 points. A kicker, Greg the Leg, who puts up 17. I mean, it was just one of those days. Now, where does 253 points land? Gary, as he's already had another huge 200-plus point game. I believe it was 238 or somewhere around there. So where does this game land him, as the other one, I believe, landed him second in the record books for weekly scoring? Where does this one land him, you ask? Tied for the lead, a record that has stood since 2013, I believe. Bison Broncos. Currently, Gary has tied Kent's record of 253. Now, I remember that game, and I believe that game was the first game of the year that year when Kent did. It was the Peyton Manning, when Peyton Manning came out in the first game. What did he throw, like 5 or 6 touchdowns? Just insane. And I believe it was against the Ravens. He came out. It was that game. And just an insane game, and he rode that to the huge score. Gary didn't have a guy that went like Manning did that day, but it was spread out much more, and a huge win. That leaves Gary and Skull Crushers setting atop number 1 in the power rankings, and a very close number 2 in the scoring league-wide. But they're number 1 in the power rankings in the NFC, 2nd in lead scoring, to still top dog in the AFC, top dog in the league, our defending champ, 2-time champ, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, owner Tom. 7-0, leading all scores with 1,223 points, although Gary has crept up behind him with 1,209. So, we've got 2 teams that are really putting up an insane amount of points. Although Gary has lost twice, so he has shown that his team is a little more vulnerable than Tom's, as Tom has maintained a stellar 7-0, a 7-0. Now, upset of the week by far took place in the AFC, as Zeke and Destroy takes down Wild West division leading Stinky Pinky, drops them to 3-1 on the season now, and that's the 3rd straight loss for Stinky Pinky, as they are on a skid. And Zeke Destroy has actually strung together a couple wins after being the last winless team in the league, and has put together a 2-game winning streak. And actually, if they can continue their winning ways, have pulled themselves off of the oh shit list and have put themselves into a very dark horse category for a wild card spot to possibly grab the second spot. They are mathematically not out of it if they can continue their winning ways. Of course, they are a loss or two from being out of it. It will take a run of the table, so to speak, but mathematically, they're still hanging around. They're just not out of it yet. Now, speaking of said oh shit list, it's narrowed down. We've narrowed down the oh shit list currently to 5, as there were some shakeups, as we will touch on in a minute, in the rest of the divisions. A lot of the top teams lost, and it caused a little shakeup to the oh shit list. Now, Mob Adjacent is currently number 5 on the oh shit list, as they beat number 4 on the oh shit list, Renegade Misfits. So they were battling for number 4 and number 5 on the oh shit list. Mob Adjacent did come off a win. They're 2-5, but they're chasing the 5-2 Skull Crushers, who we just spoke about. So this is why Kristen is on the oh shit list. And Renegade Misfits is the second lowest scoring team in the league. They'd won one. We thought they were getting themselves right, and then they lost another. And they're the currently 16th ranked in the NFC. So that's why they're number 4 on the oh shit list. Number 3 and number 2 on the oh shit list are both sitting at 2-5 in the cellar of the Great White North in the AFC. Why are they on the oh shit list at 2-5? Well, Brady Bunch is number 2 on the oh shit list because they've lost 3 in a row, and they are on Skidsville and are dropping quickly. Oh My Odell Yes actually won one this week, which puts him at number 3 on the oh shit list. Not quite as high up as their 2-5 counterpart who has lost 3 in a row. But the fact of the matter is, both of these teams are in the Great White North AFC, and they're 5 games out of first place already because they're chasing the 7-0 team. So they're deep in the oh shit list, basically because of who they're chasing. That leaves only one. Our shiny little turd nugget on top of the oh shit list. He is bringing up the bottom of the entire league in scoring. He's lost 2 in a row. He's rocking the star. Big Dog is sitting at 1-6. Dead last in all of your major categories in the Hardcore Challenge. It's brutal. Brutal. Did anybody explain to him how it worked? Like, does he need to read the rule book? Because, Mikey, he's your boy. Maybe you need to reach out to him and give him some tutelage. I mean, you're looking like a shining star compared to him with your 2-5 and your 2-game winning streak. So maybe you need to reach out to your boy. So, but he is currently sitting at number 1 in the oh shit list, and with the 6 games, do we flatline his ass? Is he flatlined at 1? Because typically the 6th loss in our before 14 game season was flatlined. You were done. You weren't going to make the playoffs if you'd lost 6. And we're got a 13 game regular season now because we added the one more round. So we'll give him. We're going to leave him on life support for one more week, and we'll give our shiny little nugget and see what he does. But we'll give him on life support for one more week, and he may be the first on our flatline list next week. He's DOA. He was dead on arrival when he got here. So we'll see. We'll see. Good luck to you, Big Dog. because it's not looking good, my man. It's not looking good. Now, a quick rundown of the rest of the divisions. Let's start with the AFC. You've got the Great White North, led by Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, as we have mentioned, at 7-0. Knox Vegas Anarchy is still trying to stay on their heels at 5-2 as they pulled out another win. They have scored 1,010 points this season, and Kevin is putting together a, if nothing else, a freaking strong candidacy for the number 1 wildcard spot if he cannot catch Tom. In the Elite East, former champion Bison Broncos is on a 3-game winning streak as they have been the team that has seemed to step forward in the Elite East. The Stone Ponies, new owner Ryan, who looked like possibly they wanted to step forward and take control of this division, dropped a tough one down to 4-3. Pale Horseman also dropped, as well as we know all about Big Dog. So Pale Horseman's still in it at 3-4, and Stone Ponies, they're still only 1 game out of first, so that's still a very interesting conversation. Now, the Wild West in the AFC is looking like somewhat of a mess, and the Wild West always seems to come down to the wire. Nobody ever seems to want to take this division. It just has seemed that way. For seasons, Tame and Terrors and Stinky Pinky battle it out to the end with Donkey Punch was thrown in there but now, since they've split out, you still got Tame and Terrors and Stinky Pinky, and nobody knows really who's going to step forward. So you've got the 4-3 Tame and Terrors taking a loss. They're sitting actually in first. Stinky Pinky at 3-3-1 has lost 3 straight. And although they've scored over 1,000, they just cannot win their matchups. Bleeding Green, who looked like they were out of the gate, along with King Salami, are actually staying in it. As Bleeding Green is 3-4, finding themselves only 1 game out of first. And King Salami at 2-4-1 is not far out either. So the Wild West is anybody's game. Now the Dirty South has a strong team, 6-1, number 2 in the AFC. Actually, number 2, the only other one-loss team, actually the only one-loss team in the entire league. Besides, you have the 7-0, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the 6-1 Beaver Street Roar, and then you've got Skull Crushers, who's 5-2, and leading the charge in the NFC. So basically, I may have to correct myself because technically, Beaver Street Roar would be number 2 on the overall league-wide power rankings at 6-1. Skull Crushers would be 3rd, although they're 2nd in scoring. Beaver Street Roar is a one-loss team. And they have 1,104 points scored. They're no slouch either. And they are the 2nd hottest team in the league with their 5-game winning streak. So, Beaver Street Roar, number 2 on the league-wide power rankings, is leading the Dirty South in the AFC. All-Pro Afro at 3-4. Myself at 3-4, and then Zeke and Destroy at 2-5. I'm still fighting for that wild card spot, but I need to win. Now, over in the NFC, as we said, Skull Crushers at 5-2 is leading the Great White North. Vandalay Industries and I Am Groot are chomping right behind him at 4-3. So both of those teams are not out of it, and I Am Groot, with the 3-game winning streak, has kept herself in it. Mob Adjacent, the big win, they're on the oh shit list, but they're at the bottom of the oh shit list. So a big win for Kristen could pull her out and put her right back into a possible contention. If Gary slips, he slips, man. It's possible. Gary has lost matchups, even though he's been putting up the points. A majority of those points have come in 2 gigantic games. So he has been vulnerable in other games. Now in the Elite East, this division, nobody wants to step up and take it. Pack Attack is back at 4-3. Loses last week. Knoxville Assassin, 4-3. Has lost 2 in a row. Take It Deep, 3-4. Lost 2 in a row. The Bears, 2-5. Win! And they pulled themselves back in it. Where they're actually, as bad as Zach was looking, all of a sudden, he's only 2 games out of the lead. And if he puts together a nice little run here, when he hits his division schedule at the last 3 games of the season, he's got a chance to actually make the playoffs now and even win this division, as bad as it's looking right now. Now in the Wild West, you've got Ghostman, who's looking like he's possibly going to step up. He was one of the hottest teams on a big win streak, takes a loss, drops to 5-2. That leaves Mo Better Butter at 4-3. And the streaking Donkey Punch, who's won 3 in a row, are both only a game out now. Renegade Misfits, well, we know what's up with them. They're number 4 on the oh shit list, and they're at 2-5. Now the Dirty South looked like it was going to be Joey's Tank Tops. Now, we ran out, and I don't even remember what the guy's team name was anymore. What the hell was his name? Shit, I don't even remember. Whatever team name was that left the league over the frickin' kneeling garbage. Whatever his name was, well, Joey's Tank Top took over. Well, since Joey's Tank Top took over, that team had only had 1 loss. Well, now, that team has lost 3 in a row, and they're 4-3. So, he took over an undefeated team, and he's running them into the ground. But that now leaves Average Joe, who's put together a 2-game winning streak, has crept up on them and tied at 4-3, and the Bandits, who dropped a tough one, a very close one, are now only 3-4 and 1 game behind them. That makes the Dirt Dogs, who was previously on the oh shit list, only because everyone ahead of them has been losing, and they pulled out a big win to move up to 2-5. They're technically, like Zach and the Bears, only now 2 games out. So, the NFC is much tighter, top to bottom. There is really not... The worst teams are 2-5, and the best teams are 5-2. There's only 3 games separating the worst team in the league from the best team in the league. And that's across all the divisions. And 2 of the divisions are only being led by 4-3 teams. The NFC is anybody's game currently. Although Gary has looked the strongest, he's lost twice too. So, it's anybody's game in the NFC. The AFC seems to have a little more division, as you have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Beaver Street Roar as the clear 2 front runners. You have another 5-2 team on a 3-game winning streak. Bison Broncos. Hell, you've even got a 5-2 team in second place in the AFC. There seems to be a much higher tier of power in the AFC, as the power seems to be more spread in the NFC. Will that matter when we get to the playoffs and we see who shakes out in the Super Bowl? Hell, it's hard to tell, and it's too early to tell. But there's 2 very different and very interesting storylines taking place in both conferences. So, it was an exciting week. I again picked the game of the week correctly. So the only one thus far that I've picked wrong is Corey. Just don't bet on Corey. It's just something I have to learn. When it comes to fantasy football, just do not bet on Corey. And I would probably, if I go the season undefeated, Corey, minus your pick. So, speaking of game of the week, make sure you tune in tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern, as we will have the Week 8 Game of the Week edition, as we will unveil the Week 8 Game of the Week, break it down, and make our predictions. Make sure you get ready. Trade deadline is upon us. I believe it's November 11th. You've only got a couple weeks to make your move. Start posturing. Get ready for the playoffs. Are you ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.